gentlemen of the press, of the greatest Nigerian students.
Great.
Being a test press statement addressed by the NANS 2020 CPC chairman, Comrade Olajide on the forthcoming NANS convention. I wish to salute the entire Nigerian students for their resilience and steadfastness in the face of so many crises rocking our dear organization, which is being spearheaded by some hungry and businessmen who are in the business of using the student platform for selfish purpose and personal aggrandizement. Let me also appreciate the national president of NANS, Comrade Danielson Bamidele Akpan, for his trust and belief in my humble self to pilot the legitimate CPC that will conduct the election to usher in new set of leadership of our dear association NANS. Upon this trust, I and the entire CPC leadership shall ensure that the oneness of NANS through openness, teamwork, transparency, and credibility return the association to the real owner, which are Nigerian students. I have since assumption of chairmanship of NANS integrated to near hopeless states the replaced chairman which left the affair of the NANS. Let me sound this fundamental warning to those who believe in instigating crisis to sustain their selfish interests, that the CPC under my watch will not tolerate, neither accept the divisive convention of NANS purportedly fixed for 29th November to 3rd December 2020. The Unity Convention legitimately announced remained 3rd to 6th December under my watch, and the ASG of NANS, who constitutionally duty is to conduct accreditation and set the stage for election of the convention chairman. As such, anyone planning to host or conduct any kangaroo convention should have a rethink or risk the consequence of their illegality. On a final note, let me assure the entire Nigerian students and the aspirants of our commitment to organize a successful convention that beats the past ones. We vow to put in place process that are all accommodating and fair to all contestants. Going forward, they shall have inputs and enjoy unaltered access to work of all subcommittee in place. I wish, therefore, to advise our senators, the delegate of NANS, to liaise with their management for proper arrangement in securing necessary logistics. They are also to adhere to safety measure in regards to COVID-19 protocol. Of the greatest Nigerian students.
Great. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. We shall always fight for.
And of the greatest go back. Articulate waga. I want to say. I want to talk. I want to communicate. I want to yi magana. I want to sorrow.
Aluta continua.
Aluta continua.
Aluta.
Aluta
Gbosa.
Aluta.
Gbosa.
Aluta.
Continua Victoria.
Victoria.
Asata Victoria.
Victoria. Asata.
Victoria.
Victoria.
Gbosa.
Victoria.
Gbosa.
Victoria. Asata.
Education must be free in Nigeria.
Education must be free
In Nigeria.
Education.
Gbosa.
Education.
Education
must be
Hey, Nigeria must unite. Nigeria must unite. Nigeria Gbosa. Gbosa.
Nigeria must
Kunu.
Kulu Tampa.
Please, questions. Well, in that regards, the NANS president, in person of Comrade Daniel Akpan, has said a lot about that, and he has been on the same page with federal government and the ASU on this issue. If I could remember vividly, still yesterday, he had a press conference in addressing the both federal government and ASU to go back to table of negotiation and make sure Nigerian students return back to the classes. And he has equally advised that the times of hooliganism, the times of stampeding protests at all time to solve the issue between the ASU and federal government has expired. He equally pleaded with Nigerian students to remain steadfast, to remain calm, and never to go into any protest in calling for ASU strike to be ended. He has pleaded with the federal government, he has pleaded with the ASU that they should try and reach an agreement. And on this same line, we want to tow by urging the federal government and ASU to please return back to the table of negotiation. And with the support of you Nigerian journalists in advocating for this our cause, we believe so much that the both of them will surely go back to table and resolve this issue, and so that Nigerian students can go back to their various campuses. Thank you. Yes. What brought us here is part of the way out of this factionalization of NANS. In the recent past, just like what you have said, it has been faction here, faction there, and everywhere. But if you look at it, under this present leadership of Comrade Bamidele Akpan, before he emerged, there was faction. There was two NANS presidents, and he was able to make sure that he brings everybody together, which led to his victory as the NANS president. And since he emerged, the issue of faction has gone to the past. If not for the recent time when he is about to exit, is about to transit, that this issue of bringing faction here and there has come on board. And that is why we have come to stand and say no to anything further factionalization of NANS, especially when the leadership that is rounding up, that's about to exit now, happens to be a united one. We are not going to tolerate, because it's obvious most of these our Nigerian leaders and politicians have been trying to use this here in our press test. Have been trying to use the students to cause chaos and here and there, and that's why you see that they always do whatever they feel they could do. That I cannot be on camera and be saying they have tried to do whatever, a lot of things to make sure they bring fashion to the organization, because it's the only living youth and pressure group in Nigeria. Not even the NSC, not even the TUC. NANS is only the substantive and still living pressure group, and that's why we have come to tell the world that we are not going to tolerate anybody, any group of persons, whether it's a politician or whatever, to further breaking us. And that's why we have said we have come to tell the world that NANS remain one and we shall remain one. Okay, it's very simple. It's not, you don't attack war with war. What we can advise is that the federal government should always see this set of youths or Nigerian youths as their kids. They should always bring them, identify their leaders, and see how they could bring them to roundtable discussion. Because even if you go to war, you always come back for resolution. So there's no need in going into confrontation with these young Nigerians. They should identify their leaders. They should identify their needs. After all, it's obvious. Their needs is obvious. Our needs are obvious. So they should try. So they should try and bring. Yes, they should try and bring this set of people, this youth together, treat our demands, and see how we could fix Nigeria and make sure we remain united.